guys, welcome back. In today's video, I cannot wait to share with you a DIY Dollar Tree velvet pumpkin tutorial. This is going to be another crafting session in my I Love Fall series. This is episode 13. I am over the moon excited to be sharing this series with you guys. If you need to catch up on the rest of the videos that I have shared with you guys in this series, I'm going to put a playlist in the description box below. All you guys have to do is click on that playlist. Also, subscribe if you want to be updated for every single new video in this series. Click the little bell notification and that will update you guys every single time. Also, we are going to do some baking in today's video. So we're going to be crafting, baking, getting so many fun fall vibes. You guys have been loving this series and I just want to hug you all because it is so fun and amazing just to have you guys jump on board and just have fun with me. Also, thank you for everybody that's taking that Dollar Tree craft challenge and sharing with me all you guys' pictures I've been posting on my Instagram story. So keep up the good work, and without further ado, you guys plug in your glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting. To create this velvet pumpkin, we're going to use a Dollar Tree carvable pumpkin and some velvet fabric. I found this at Hobby Lobby. I got about 2/3 of a yard and it was about probably $4. And I'm just going to cut out a little piece that will go ahead and cover the entire pumpkin. Now this is super easy. You're just going to push your fabric into the hole of the carvable pumpkin. And I'm also going to show you guys a way to create a velvet pumpkin without the carvable pumpkin form, because I know not all Dollar Trees have these out yet, and I just happen to have this left over from last year. I did add a little dabble of hot glue there, and I'm going to go ahead and continue just to push the excess fabric in, and that makes these pumpkins hold in really well without having to use a lot of hot glue. So I really love this, and you guys, this is just so darn easy. When Dollar Tree comes out with their carvable pumpkins, I'm definitely going to load up on those this year because there's so many fun things you can do with them. And so I'm just finishing this up by adding a little bit more hot glue and kind of continuing to tuck the little fabric pieces inside of my pumpkin. And here is the base of it. I'm already crushing on this. They had these at the at-home store for about $15. I shared that with you guys on my Instagram story. And so anyway, now we're going to go ahead and make a stem for our pumpkin. So just take some of that Dollar Tree brown craft paper and you're just going to kind of crumple it up at the base of the piece of craft paper, and then you're just going to take and twist it kind of into the shape of a stem. Now this doesn't have to be perfect because I don't think I've ever seen a perfect pumpkin stem, so just get creative with this and kind of work it around in your hands, and then you're going to add a little bit of hot glue to kind of begin to secure the stem to the other part of the base of the piece of paper. And I just continue to kind of twist this, and then I hot glued in between the little twists. I hope that makes sense. So I added some hot glue and I kind of twisted it and held it in place as I let that hot glue dry. And then I just trimmed off the end, but you're going to continue to work the base of the pumpkin around with your hands, depending on if you want your stem to be above your pumpkin or just down inside of it, which was the easiest way. So I'm just trimming off the top part of my stem, and then here is what it should look like. You can go ahead and continue with a little bit more twisting and gathering if you guys like. And then this is my favorite part in the world. Now I got a little messy with the glue here, you guys. You could also use Mod Podge, but I'm out of my Mod Podge right now, so I'm just using some Elmer's glue, and I just went ahead and drenched this stem because what I want to create is I want this stem to be kind of just hard a little bit. So I'm taking an old paintbrush and I completely covered the stem, and now I'm taking this beautiful fine glitter. It's from Walmart. It's about $2 for a big giant thing full. Now Dollar Tree also has glitter, but it's cheaper to buy it at Walmart in this big tub if you're going to be going to town with the glitter. And here is how it looked. Now you want to let that stem dry overnight because it did get pretty wet with the glue. And then what I want to do is I'm just going to press it down into that hole where I put the fabric. And so it was pretty tight in there because of the amount of fabric. So I just used my scissors to kind of poke it down in there a little bit further. Now that got my pumpkin stem in, but it wasn't really super secure. So I did need to go ahead and add some hot glue in and around that piece. And I have seen these glittered pumpkins, these velvet pumpkins with the glitter stems, where the stem part is a little bit more above the pumpkin, and you guys could do that as well, but it just seemed easier to me to go ahead and poke part of it kind of down into that hole. So the other thing you can do is you can take a couple of pieces of the paper that has the glitter on it and hot glue those kind of around your work. That way you can't quite see the hot glue, and also it gives your pumpkin a little bit more depth and dimension. But how adorable are these? Oh my goodness. So these cost really next to nothing besides the fabric. Another little tip on this is you guys can look in your local thrift stores for fabric. You could check for fabric shirts, pants, all of that good stuff. I did just want to go ahead and find some quickly to do this DIY for you guys. So I did just go ahead and go to Hobby Lobby, and their velvet pumpkin, or their velvet fabric, was actually fairly reasonable because I did get quite a bit, so I can do several of these, and even with some of the leftovers I can use that to create some mini pumpkins, which I think are absolutely adorable. Velvet pumpkins are all the rage this year, so if you guys want to DIY them, I definitely say go for it. Now, this little cutie pie pumpkin I got at the at-home store last season, and it was probably about $25 for this larger size, which you guys know me, I never spend that much, and I never really got around to DIYing pumpkins. Okay, so here is the larger pumpkin that's about the same size as the at-home store one that I'm going to share with you guys how to DIY. I'm so excited for this because I really wanted to figure out, okay, if everybody doesn't have the carvable pumpkins, how can we also DIY this with just fabric? For the next velvet pumpkin DIY, we're going to take another piece of velvet fabric. This was the gray. Again, I found this at Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to trace a large circle around this pizza pan, and I'm actually even over tracing this circle because I want it to be even bigger than some of the other fabric pumpkins that I'd shared with you guys in previous DIYs. So I'm going to take a sharp pair of scissors and just cut this circle out. And I will tell you guys that Hobby Lobby did not have the most fallish colors of velvet fabric available, so I would definitely check out my thrift stores to look for velvet fabric as well. Okay, so I'm taking a large needle and a large piece of string, and I'm just going to take the needle and go in and out and in and out with this fabric, and I'm going to go all the way around the edge of this fabric with this same motion. This is so easy, you guys. Trust me, I'm not a sewing girl. If I can do this, you guys can totally do this. Be careful not to poke yourself. A lot of times I like to get like a big huge piece of thread built up here, and I have poked myself with the needle. But anyway, go ahead and continue to go in and out and in and out, and just do this entire piece of fabric in that way. What you're doing is you're just creating a pouch for you to be able to stuff with whatever stuffing of your choice. I use an old pillow stuffing, but you could also recycle and use plastic bags or old clothes, or just whatever suits your fancy that you guys may have laying around your house. I really like to try to repurpose and reuse as much as possible with my crafting projects. So now that I'm getting very close to being done with this, I want to go ahead and kind of begin to check my gathers. As I gather around, I'll begin to kind of pull it out just a little bit to make sure that this is going to fit the size of pumpkin that I need. So just continue working all the way around your entire piece of fabric. Just go in and out and in and out. Again, this is so easy. You guys can totally do this, and this, think about it this way too, you guys could really do this with any fabric. I've saved some of Mr. Romantic's like old sweaters and shirts. You could even pop into your husband's closet, or even look for some of your kids' clothes. You could make jean pumpkins. The sky is the limit. Anyway, okay, so now we're just going to pull the pouch apart here, and I'm getting a large bundle of stuffing because I like a really fluffy and full pumpkin, and you guys can see that this made a really big pumpkin. Now, this is a little bit of a tricky part sometimes when you're pulling this string together, and if you have created a thicker pumpkin, your string can break if it's not a thicker kind of string. So definitely choose something that will go through the fabric, but that's also kind of thick enough to hold the fabric together. So again, I really like to overstuff my pumpkin to make it nice and full and fluffy. I also did go ahead and create one of those pumpkin stems and let it dry overnight, again with the little glittered kind of handle with the twisty tying the bag together. And then of course this is heavily glittered, and I didn't think about it until later, the fact that I actually probably maybe should have done a silver stem on this one. I only had this gold glitter, so I went for it anyway, and I am doing some really pretty gold accents in my home for the holiday season to kind of bring in the chic and glam and little touches of rustic together. So anyway, once you guys get done adding your stem in, I just pop the stem in to the center opening, and then I'm just going ahead and tying those 2 pieces of string off. This is super easy peasy, and then I'm cutting that off. I do like to tie it off about 4 times there. I put like 4 knots in there. I'm a safety girl. Now I'm taking that needle and string, and I'm going to go ahead and poke through the top of the pumpkin and find my way down through the bottom. It was a little tricky because this one was a little bit thicker, so I kind of had to push the pumpkin down, but it's just stuffing. And so I went back up through the top and back down about 3 or 4 times. Now what this is going to do is going to create more of a flat bottom for your pumpkin. It's going to give it a little bit more of that gathered shape. This step is definitely optional. If you guys didn't want to do this step, that would be totally fine, but I do think it makes your pumpkin look a little bit more realistic, as real as a velvet pumpkin can look, you guys, honestly. And then it also kind of stitches together the top part and just gives it kind of a little bit of that extra security. Now I like to cut mine off at the base and then just go ahead and snip it off, and then just actually add a dab of hot glue to that string. To me, it's easier than tying like a bunch of little knots to try to get it to stay and not pull through. So that's a little secret hack of mine. You guys comment and let me know how you guys make yours. I would love to hear that. And are you guys going to try this? I think this is super fun, especially if you could find velvet fabric for super cheap, which velvet fabric isn't like ridiculously cheap, but it's not super expensive either. You could also make these out of the Dollar Tree automotive cloths. I did that last year, but I really just went ahead and went for it with these velvet pumpkins. I think they're so adorable, and I love it that they're handmade. It just has that really nice personal touch. I love the ones that I bought at home store last year, but they were very pricey. So I'm going to be able to make so many more pumpkins doing it this way. Okay, you guys, so I just realized that the Dollar Tree DIYs that we had done on these little ceramic pumpkins with the silver glitter are kind of mixing in with that little kind of silver velvet pumpkin that we just created. So comment and let me know, can I pull that off? I really want to kind of try to mix in the shabby chic, farmhouse, and glam this year. So wish me luck on trying to pull that one off with different styles and pops of traditional. Let's just go ahead and go for it all. Anyway, I want to share with you guys a Dollar Tree dump cake. So this is a really fabulous, easy recipe that I've been so excited to share with you guys. You just use a can of cherry mix and then one of the Dollar Tree traditional Pillsbury yellow cakes and then a stick of butter. My daughter helped me with this one and it was so fun. Okay, so you're just going to get about a 9x9 pan and you're going to go ahead and dump your cherry filling into the bottom. Now we definitely could have used another can of cherry mix to add into this. It turned out fine, but I think if you wanted to make it last a little bit further. Okay, and also comment and let me know, what is your take on this recipe? I've heard so many different takes. Okay, so now that we have our cherry mix filled to the bottom of our little dish, my daughter is going to add in the cake mix. So you're just going to use dry cake mix and you're going to go ahead and just sprinkle that all over the top of your little cherry filling. Now I know I was probably only supposed to use about half a bag of this, but my husband and my son were home, so I wanted to make it go a little bit further. So I did use about 3/4 of that bag of cake mix. And then once I got the cake mix on there, and my daughter, you can see she's spreading it around with a spoon. This was a really easy, fun one to make too, if you guys want to do this with your kiddos or grandkids. But anyway, so I'm just going to take and slice the butter up, and once I realized I had so much cake mix on there, I thought, oh, I've got to go full on and go a little bit extra with my butter. You guys know me, I've got to go extra, and I love my butter. So we used a full stick of butter. It was maybe a little much. I think we maybe should have just used about 3/4 of a stick, unless you're using the whole mix of cake. But let me tell you that this cherry dump cake was eaten, the whole thing, that night. I'm not sure if that was correct grammar, but anyway, you're going to pop it into the oven at 350 degrees, and I baked mine for 35 minutes. As you guys can see, the center part was a little bit kind of bubbly. It could have maybe gone for another 5 minutes, but 350 degrees for 35 minutes, and voila, you have a cherry dump cake, or a fabulous cherry cobbler is what I call it. Very fabulous, and oh so delicious, and oh so not very healthy. This is a splurge. I am using my ultra healthy ice cream, though. I get the Breyers low carb ice cream, and it was very, very, very delicious. How yum is this? I'm so ready for some fall baking. Also, just paired with the pumpkin making, this was like the perfect day of crafting, you guys. So comment and let me know. Again, I would love to hear your take on the cherry dump cake. My son had the idea to do apples and then add like some cinnamon to it, and I think that would be absolutely delicious. And what are your measurements? Do you use a whole can or 2 cans or the whole box of cake mix? And how much butter? Tell me, you guys, I have to know. This was the first time ever I have tried this super easy cake. And again, like I said, it is not a healthy recipe. Not by any means is this a healthy recipe, but I think every once in a while it's really very okay just to splurge and have something that is not so healthy so you can get back on track and keep eating healthy. Comment and let me know what you guys think about these velvet pumpkins, and have you found the velvet pumpkins at your Dollar Tree yet? I know they're very elusive and take a lot of hunting. So fun. And thank you guys again always for all of your love and support. Hey, thank you for watching my videos. Because you guys are here, I can keep on crafting and just sharing all these fun ideas with you guys. And I hope you guys are really loving this. I really wanted to get around to doing this one. I have so many DIYs for you guys this season as well. So thank you guys so much for joining me in this DIY Dollar Tree Velvet Pumpkin tutorial. So I hope you guys are loving this tutorial. As always, please post photos of all of your DIY creations in my Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook group page. All you guys have to do is pop over there, request to join. I'll accept your request and you can start sharing your DIY projects. It is such a wonderful little community over there. And also you guys are tagging me in your Instagram post or DM me and I can post your DIY recreations on my story. I love to see what you guys are up to because everybody kind of has a little bit of a different spin on things. And so it's truly inspiring to me to see what you all are doing. And I just want to thank you guys. It is such a true blessing and an honor truly to have you all here, to have you watching my videos. I love to craft. I love everything to do with heart, family, and home, and just to know that there are other people out there that love this kind of fun stuff as well. The other thing I love to share with you guys is how you can create a beautiful, cozy home on a tiny budget. You do not have to break the bank to just have a space that you come home to that makes you smile, that gives your family just a little lift for their day. So I'm crazy about home decor, and I love seasonal decor. I guess just every season I get so excited just for whatever that season holds. So also I wanted to let you guys know, if you're still jamming out on summer and you love those summer vibes, I did 70 DIYs for you this summer, and I put them all in a playlist for you. So if all you have to do is click play on that 70 DIY Dollar Tree summer playlist. I also have a huge Christmas crafting video from last year. I did over 100 Christmas crafts. I have a video that has 60 of them. These are a little bit longer compilation videos, but you guys, I know you're loving them because you've always commented and say, hey, I love having everything in one spot. Now these compilation videos are also broken down into individual videos if you want to watch those as well. So just have fun, you guys, getting inspired, getting your DIY craft on. Until the next video, I cannot wait to share with you guys. I love you truly to the moon and back. If you're new and you want to join me on this crazy crafting journey and get inspired and just be part of this kind of fun community, it's a really sweet group that we have here. So click the subscribe button. There's a little bell next to the subscribe button. If you click the bell, it will notify you every time I post. So thank you guys again. I have so many more fun DIYs. I just want to just keep sharing with you guys to make sure that I get them out before the end of the season happens. But anyway, I love you guys. I'm hugging you all so tight, and I'm also wishing you a beautiful, blessed day. Until the next video, we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.